Somewhere in the UK right now, someone is catching feelings, someone is getting brutally friend-zoned, and someone is confidently making a romantic decision so questionable that even the producers are probably, like, taking frantic notes.
Babes, by the time you hear this, it'll be Thursday, so babes, welcome back. We love you, we see you, and babes, we are so glad to have you back on the couch with us.
We are so glad you are here because, bestie, I have to tell the Snark squad that the strawberry pina coladas are officially on deck.
Oh, they are heavily on deck.
And adding strawberries to this has somehow turned, like, a basic tropical vacation drink into full-blown bougie explorer energy, and honestly, we are entirely obsessed.
It's honestly a shockingly good modification, like the perfect balance of coconut, pineapple, and then that sharp strawberry acidity just cutting right through the sweetness.
Yes, it's the exact vibe we needed, though I am still aggressively insisting that every single frozen drink deserves a tiny umbrella. Like, it is a psychological requirement.
Okay, but a tiny umbrella is literally just the illusion of effort. Like, I will say this drink tastes exactly like someone booked an all-inclusive resort, but they strictly used reward points to get there.
Wait, how does it taste like reward points? That is so specific.
It's giving, we got a free room upgrade because the air conditioning in the lobby was broken, energy. Like, it's good, but it's resourceful.
I mean, I'll take resourceful, but I need the umbrella. If I am drinking blended ice, I want a miniature paper parasol poking me in the eye. It just elevates the experience.
Well, reward points or not, we agree that this is absolutely the ultimate Love Island viewing cocktail, which we desperately needed to recover from tonight.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Because, babes, we had our rec basketball league this evening, and honestly, it was a damn mess.
A complete and utter disaster.
I am actively spiraling over the fact that this is somehow our 7th game of the season, and yet neither of us is magically transformed into, like, a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Where is the WNBA contract?
Well, it really doesn't help that you celebrate every single successful pass like it's a Game 7 championship win.
Excuse me.
I'm serious. You bounce past the ball 5 feet without it going out of bounds, and suddenly you're acting like you just hit a buzzer beater from half court. It's exhausting to watch.
I am bringing the morale. I am the emotional glue of that entire court.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you spent significantly more energy, like talking trash and bantering with the other team, than you did actually playing any defense.
Look, if someone is wearing neon green high tops in a casual Tuesday night rec league, it merits a psychological breakdown. I had to deconstruct her footwear choices in real time.
You literally let her jog right past you.
My defensive stance was more of a casual suggestion than a physical barrier, I will admit that, but somehow everyone still had an incredible time.
Oh, totally. Enthusiasm is absolutely carrying our team much harder than actual talent at this point.
Which is saying something. But we also have to tell the Snark squad that we both got off work early today.
Yes. Because for those who don't know, we were both dentists at different clinics, staring into open mouths all day.
Oh.
So we got out early, and naturally,
we made the worst possible decision.
we decided to play as subs with another basketball team before our own league game. Because apparently making life easier for ourselves was never, ever an option.
A horrific miscalculation of our physical limitations, like realizing halfway through the warm-ups for that second game that your legs were already completely dead.
They were made of concrete. I looked at you, and you looked like you just ran a marathon in denim jeans.
And we were meeting all these new people who actually knew what they were doing on the court. They were running actual plays.
And I was just trying to remember how to inhale oxygen. We literally sat in the car beforehand and convinced ourselves that extreme cardio counts as self-care.
The lies we tell ourselves to justify the chaos. But we agreed that tomorrow's severe muscle soreness is strictly a future problem.
Strictly future us problems. Because right now, the pina coladas are masking the pain. And also, after all that exercise, we absolutely earned lunch.
Oh, we demolished that lunch.
Babes, we met up for giant loaded hot dogs and poutine. And when I say poutine, I mean crispy fries, just completely drowning in rich gravy and massive squeaky cheese curds.
It was structurally magnificent.
I am getting emotional just thinking about it. Poutine is literally one of Canada's greatest gifts to humanity. It is perfect.
Analytically speaking, those specific loaded hot dogs deserve Michelin stars. The architectural integrity to pile toppings that high without the bun collapsing, unbelievable.
I am choosing to believe that professional athletes definitely eat exactly like this. Like, LeBron is definitely crushing a massive plate of poutine after a game. Probably.
Right, 100%. But babes, enough about our own sporting careers. Because the sports happening on our television tonight were far more dangerous. Let's head into the villa.
We have to, because the villa is in absolute shambles, and I am practically vibrating with rage over this episode.
It was a masterclass in psychological warfare and just a complete lack of self-awareness across the board.
Let's start with the recoupling ceremony, because the tension at that fire pit was suffocating. Let's just speed through the initial picks. Sean sticking with Lola, which is, cute and stable.
Very plain toast, but we love carbs.
Exactly. Samraj picking Micah, giving us actual progression. Kavan going for Jasmine, which is messy but fine.
Yeah.
And then Lorenzo,
the absolute audacity of this man.
I screamed at my television, how do you stand up at a fire pit in front of everyone and say she's made her intentions clear without offering a single compliment to Priya?
It was chilling. Like, it was a completely clinical, devoid of emotion statement.
It sounded like he was reading a corporate HR memo.
He stood there looking like he was being held hostage at a seminar and essentially said, "This woman likes me, so I guess I will stand next to her."
Even Samraj whispered to the boys. He didn't compliment her once. When Samraj is clocking your lack of game, you are in the trenches.
Let's break down the psychology of Lorenzo's entire energy here, because it is classic, deeply ingrained, dismissive avoidant behavior with a heavy sprinkle of red pill toxicity.
Okay, unpack that.
Yeah.
Because I just see a guy who is lazy and way too used to pretty privilege.
Well, he claims she speaks through logic and forgets emotion, right? That is textbook dismissive avoidant. He equates emotional vulnerability with weakness.
So he just built a wall.
Exactly. He builds a fortress of logic to avoid actual connection. He thinks he's too pretty to graft, but he absolutely hates it when women stop chasing him. The chase validates his ego without him having to risk rejection.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
If he never tries, he can never fail. But it leaves the women literally starving for any crumb of connection.
And that excuse he gave to Ellie later about why he didn't pick Yasmin. The eye contact excuse.
Oh my God, my brain short-circuited. He sat there and seriously claimed he didn't pick Yasmin because she didn't make eye contact during the day.
Notice how he shifts the entire burden of the failure onto the woman. She didn't look at me right, so I couldn't possibly choose her. No, Lorenzo, you didn't choose Yasmin because you were terrified she might actually expect you to hold a conversation. You chose Priya because she was the path of least resistance.
Exactly. You kissed Priya in the hideaway. She immediately got attached, and you knew she would just accept whatever garbage speech you gave her. And Priya, girl, stand up.
Priya is caught in an anxious avoidant trap.
She was acting like that one hideaway kiss was a legally binding marriage contract.
Because she has an anxious attachment style. When Lorenzo pulls away, it triggers her anxiety, and she tries to prove her worth to him. She thinks if she's just pretty enough or patient enough, he'll unlock his hidden depths.
But there are no hidden depths. It's just a puddle.
A very shallow puddle reflecting her own insecurities back at her.
It is so bleak. But Lorenzo wasn't even the biggest disaster at that fire pit. We have to talk about Ope.
Ope. The man who truly believes he is the main character of a rom-com while behaving like a villain in a psychological thriller.
Ope's ultimate crash out. Part 1. Let's set the scene. Because Victoria stands up. Gorgeous, stunning Victoria. She picks Ope. And this fully grown adult man literally huffs and puffs at the fire pit.
It was the physical manifestation of a toddler's tantrum.
He sighed. He rolled his eyes. He acted like a judge just sentenced him to 10 years of hard labor. It was so disrespectful to Victoria.
A complete crash out. He lost all emotional regulation so spectacularly that I felt secondhand embarrassment through the screen.
I would have walked right off the set. If I picked a man and he audibly groaned, I would have waded into the pool fully clothed and disappeared into the night.
What's fascinating is his delusion later that night. He's talking to the boys, the girls have rightfully called out his behavior, and he claims he felt, quote, attacked.
Yes, he spins himself into the victim. How do you humiliate a woman on TV, get lightly critiqued, and then claim you are the victim of an attack?
It is pure psychological projection from a massive narcissistic injury. He thought he had Angelista locked down. When he realized she was pulling away, his ego shattered.
So he just took it out on Victoria.
Because she was a safe target. Acknowledging his own failure would require accountability, so he projects the rage outward.
He acted like a teenager whose mom took away his PlayStation. Just slamming doors and pouting.
Which is why we have to commend Samraj, because peer regulation in that environment is so rare. Usually the boys just blindly defend each other.
Samraj pulling him aside was so refreshing. He just calmly told him, "You bring a damper to the villa."
He stated it as a fact. Ope lacks basic emotional regulation, and Samraj basically set a boundary. When you act like this, you ruin the vibe.
And the craziest part is Ope fumbled Angelista completely on his own. He ignored her for 2 dates to play the field and then got furious when she didn't wait for him.
Which perfectly sets up the bombshell twist. The producers saw Ope huffing and puffing and decided to turn the dial to an absolute inferno.
They really did. The text arrives. 2 new boys, Tommy the builder and Simba. Simba, 24, neurological rehab assistant, footballer. The swagger on this man when he walked in.
The aesthetics of pure confidence.
I was sweating. He just glided into that villa. And the twist meant they had to immediately save 2 girls. Tommy saves Ellie, Simba saves Angelista. Which means we lost Robyn.
We lost the social lubricant of the cast.
I am genuinely in mourning, our first OG blonde casualty.
Yeah.
She handled it with so much class, though. She said it was bittersweet, but she stayed true to herself.
She was great TV, but analytically, from a game theory perspective, her time was up.
You think? I feel like she just needed one good bombshell.
No, she had run out of a romantic road. There were no connections left, no unresolved narratives. Producers weigh entertainment value against narrative potential.
Ooh, I hate that you're right.
Keeping Ellie and Angelista alive allows for maximum narrative destruction, which brings us to the absolute menace of the Villa Aiden.
Aiden's web of lies. It gave me whiplash. He picks Yasmin at the fire pit, solidifies that couple, and then mere seconds later, he pulls Ellie for a chat.
The girl he just dumped?
Yes. And he tells her he didn't shut the door and they have unfinished business. I was yelling at my screen. And why is Ellie entertaining this?
Because Aiden is executing a textbook hoovering maneuver.
Hoovering, like the vacuum.
Exactly. In toxic dynamics, hoovering is when someone tries to suck you back into their drama just as you are breaking free. It has nothing to do with genuine affection.
So it's just about control.
It's entirely about validation. Aiden has a fragile ego. He cannot handle the idea that Ellie might be happy with Tommy and realize she never needed Aiden.
He just wants to check if the leash still works. It's sickening. And then he has the nerve to complain to the boys about how stressful his triangle is.
Sir, you meticulously built the triangle, but his hypocrisy reaches astronomical levels during the confrontation with Lorenzo.
High art. This was high art. Lorenzo pulls Yasmin to the terrace. Aiden completely loses his mind, paces like a wounded animal, and then demands bro code warnings from Lorenzo.
The sheer audacity. Aiden has been bouncing between 2 women in secret for 2 weeks, warning no one. But the moment another man shows autonomy, Aiden needs a rigid set of rules.
He wants a formal itinerary.
Because he needs the bro code to simulate control. He can't control Yasmin, so he tries to control Lorenzo.
And Lorenzo's response was lethal. It pains me to praise him, but he just deadpanned. Kevon didn't warn you about Jasmine, so why should I warn you?
A surgical strike. Aiden's fragile ego shattered in real time. He had absolutely no comeback.
But we can't praise Lorenzo too much, because he is running his own labyrinth of messiness.
The psychological mirror maze.
Let's map this out. He kisses Priya in the hideaway. Then he pulls Yasmin and explicitly ranks her as his number 1, and Priya as his number 2, to their faces.
But he doesn't stop there.
No. He pulls Jasmine, who is happily with Kevon, and tells her she's out of the race, like he's a triathlon prize. 2 days ago, he said he wanted her.
He is juggling 3 women while giving the personality of a blank sheet of paper.
How are these gorgeous women falling for this?
Because when a conventionally attractive man gives you absolutely nothing, women project their idealization onto that silence.
Oh, like they fill in the blanks.
Right. They think, he's quiet, so he must be deep. No, there's just elevator music playing in his head. It's an energy-saving tactic. He proves his market value without lifting a finger.
I need them to step out of the mirror maze. But let's shift to something that gave me pure joy. Simba and Angelista.
An absolute inferno.
The instant chemistry. Simba zeroes in on her, and within minutes they bond over being from Zimbabwe cooking sadza, and then he drops that her name is his grandmother's name.
A lethal line. Neurologically, it's brilliant. It bypasses superficial dating defenses and triggers deep familial trust heuristics. He signaled that he is safe and familiar.
He knew exactly what he was doing, and it completely destroyed the myth that Angelista is a slow burner.
Oh, completely incinerated the myth.
She told Ope for 2 weeks she needed to move slow. No, babe. You just didn't like Ope. Taking it slow is just polite rejection to avoid male anger.
Period. Because 30 seconds on the terrace with Simba, and what happens? The steamy terrace kiss.
It was cinematic. He looked her in the eye, said he was a 10 out of 10, and went for it. Decisive and passionate.
It showed the stark contrast between Opa's passive entitlement and Simba's active pursuit. Which brings us to Opa's Crash Out Part 2.
Because Ope is downstairs, pacing the garden like a paranoid security guard. He sees them kiss and immediately spirals, calling it muggy and saying she's embarrassing herself.
Defies all logic. She is kissing her partner. How is that embarrassing for her?
It's not.
It's only embarrassing for Oak, but his brain can't process the humiliation, so he transfers his embarrassment onto her.
He wanted her crying into a pillow over him, and now he has nothing, which sets up the preview for tomorrow, and I have never been more hyped.
Simba humbling Open in front of the boys. You try to have your cake and eat it, bro. I'm a 10 out of 10.
I am getting that tattooed on my forehead. He is bringing that direct North London energy. He is dismantling Ope's delusion completely.
It's going to be spectacular television, but babes, the villa's in shambles, so you need to hand out some official Snark side hardware.
Yes. Segment time. Let's start with the Villa MVP awards. First up, biggest flirt.
Tough debate. Aiden is executing toxic, manipulative flirting with his unfinished business lines. It's insidious, but effective. Simba executed an aggressive, successful Terrace pull.
I have to give it to Simba. Aiden's flirting makes my skin crawl. It relies on making the woman insecure. Simba just walked in, knew his worth, and claimed the prize.
I accept that ruling. Execution was flawless. Next, main character energy.
I'm nominating Angelista. She went from a dead-end toxic triangle, survived a dumping, got chosen by the hottest bombshell, and had a cinematic kiss while her ex seethed. A whole romance novel in 45 minutes.
Beautiful arc, but I nominate Lorenzo. For the sheer audacity, he had 3 women spiraling over his blank expression, gave an HR deposition speech, and dictated the emotional state of half the villa without trying. Toxic main character energy.
Ugh, you're right, it's a tie. Next, most delusional.
Unanimous agreement here. It's Ope.
Without a doubt.
A delusion is a fixed, false belief. He maintained Angelista was pining for him, maintained he was attacked, maintained she was embarrassing herself. He's living in an alternate reality.
We are awarding him the clown shoes. Best recovery.
Angelista again. Bounce back from Ope's tantrum straight into a high chemistry connection. Emotionally resilient.
Shook off the bad vibes like a pro. Finally, chaos agent of the night.
Lorenzo. Humiliating Priya, secretly locking down Yasmin, keeping Jasmine on a string, sowing destruction everywhere while looking like he's falling asleep.
Sleepy, gorgeous menace. Okay, moving to the Love Island lunch table segment. Imagine them all in a high school cafeteria. Who steals everyone's fries?
Aiden. He has a full tray, but he wants Ellie's fries and Yasmin's burger purely because they have it. It's resource guarding.
He can't stand a fry existing that doesn't belong to him. Okay, who orders something completely boring?
Sean. Plain turkey sandwich, tap water, the human equivalent of beige.
Bless him. Who spends 20 minutes taking photos before anyone can eat?
Priya. 100%. Arranging overhead lighting, making Lorenzo hold a fry for aesthetic blur, doing a TikTok transition while the food gets cold.
Exhausting. Who starts drama before the food arrives? Hey.
Oop. Huffing at the menu. Mad they ran out of square pizza, claiming the lunch lady attacked him by asking if he wanted a salad.
So accurate. And who mysteriously disappears when the bill comes?
Lorenzo, the master of the Irish exit, leaves his wallet in his locker, stares blankly at the waiter, and somehow convinces 3 girls to cover his tab.
He pays with logic instead of cash. All right, time for the recoupling draft. We each draft an islander based on real-world scenarios. First, who do you trust with relationship advice?
I trust absolutely no one with my emotional well-being, but if forced, Samraj. He checked Oop's toxic behavior calmly and privately, shows a baseline of conflict resolution.
Fair play to Samraj. I'm picking Yasmin. She handled the Ellie situation maturely, didn't get territorial, and approaches drama logically. I'd hand her my phone to decode a text.
Defensible pick. Next, who do you bring to a party?
We both agree on Robyn.
Oh, absolutely Robyn.
She's loud, she's fun, she'll hype you up in the bathroom mirror, bully the DJ, and make sure everyone does shots. The ultimate wing woman.
She understands the assignment. Okay, who would you never text back?
Lorenzo. I'd leave him on read until the end of time. The apathy would drain my life force. Cool. 4 hours later. Blocked.
I get that, but my pick is Ope. Lorenzo is annoying, but Ope is an emotional tax. Don't text him back in 3 minutes. You get a 5-paragraph essay about how he feels neglected. Do not disturb permanently.
Valid point. The labor is too high. Final draft pick. Who is toxic but you'd accidentally fall for anyway? Be honest.
I'll admit my toxic trait. It's Aiden. The manipulative charm, The mind games. If you aren't paying attention, it works. He makes you feel chosen right before the betrayal.
I am judging you slightly. My toxic trait is Simba. I know moving that fast is a red flag, but the direct energy, telling me I'm beautiful without hesitating, I would fold. I'd let him ruin my life for 6 weeks.
At least you know the timeline. Final segment, soft girl summer scoreboard. Rating out of 10, flirting.
Simba gets a 10. Masterclass. Lorenzo gets a 2.
A2 is generous. Staring blankly until a woman talks to fill dead air is an interrogation technique, not flirting. Victoria gets a 9. Tragically stuck with Ope, but her styling is impeccable, serving high fashion while serving time in that couple.
Emotional intelligence.
Samraj gets an 8. Ope gets a hard 0. He is an emotional black hole consuming joy within a 5-foot radius.
Illusion.
Aiden gets a 10 for thinking he's the puppet master. Priya gets an 8 for thinking a hideaway kiss meant a mortgage.
Finally, ability to survive one Canadian winter.
0 across the board.
Lorenzo would step into a blizzard, expect the snow to stop for his convenience, and freeze solid waiting for an apology.
He'd use logic to convince Frostbite to leave. Ope would claim the weather was attacking him and throw a tantrum at the thermometer, entirely unequipped.
As we wrap this up, I need you to drop a final provocative thought for the listener.
Okay, mull over this. If guys like Lorenzo and Aiden are acting this messy right now, juggling women, lying, demanding rules while everyone sleeps in the same room, what on earth happens at Casa Amor?
Oh my God, I have full-body chills.
No consequences, no oversight, a vacuum.
It's going to be a bloodbath. Aiden hoovering 3 Casa girls while sending a shirt back to Yasmin. Lorenzo staring at a palm tree while 5 women fight to bring him coffee.
Biblical destruction. So, Snark Squad, we need your theories in the comments. Question 1. Strawberry pina coladas, elite or too extra?
Elite.
Question 2. Loaded hot dogs or poutine? Choose wisely.
And the most important question, which Islander are you rooting for this week? Are you Team Simba and Angelista or hoping for maximum chaos?
Thank you for hanging out on the couch with us. We love breaking this madness down.
Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this with your favorite snarker.
Stay flirty.
Stay chaotic.
And we'll see you on the Snark side.